Hi there guys, Sam here. You join me in the Golf R, and I wanted to do a video actually on what you should look out when you're buying a Golf R. So I've done videos in the past around this, but I wanted to kind of bring it more up to speed with sort of current day. If there's, just make it sort of kind of short and sweet of what you should look out for if you're looking for a Golf R. You know, generally it'll be used. Same sort of relies around if it's new as well. And yeah, I'll go around the car and just kind of explain the bits to kind of look out for and what you should kind of be aware on. So one thing, if you're looking to buy the car, is take your time. Definitely take your time for a Golf R. You know, it's an important decision. It's a big decision to make in general when you're kind of purchasing it. You know, you don't have to rush into anything. You know, I did plenty of test drives when I was looking for hot hatches, and this was kind of one of them. On the Golf R specifically, look around the tyres. You know, make sure well, first of all, they're all from the same manufacturer. You know, if you're getting a four-wheel drive car, for me, all four tyres should be the same. When I change my tyres, I will probably change all four. The wear should probably be about a bit even because it's four-wheel drive. Tread should also be either be a new tyre. The brand should be a really decent one. You know, you've got to make sure you're not, you know, dealers, they'll just chuck on sort of any old rubber. Make sure that's all right. You know, it's important when you drive the car away. Obviously basic things like, you know, check around the car, make sure there's no sort of too many dents or scratches or whatever. You know, there's no curbing on the alloy, all those kind of bits. And yeah, it's important because, you know, you've got to push back on these kind of things. You know, you don't want to be sort of going home, then you find out you've got loads of marks after purchasing the car. Particularly when you see a car like this, you might be rushed into sort of thinking, oh my God, it's great, get it kind of thing. So it's important to kind of go around those things. Sort of a little bit as well, and I'll sort of show outside of mine. There is a little bit of rust that shows sort of, I've mentioned it before, sort of within the wheel. And first of all, that's kind of normal, unfortunately, on a Golf R. I noticed it very early on in the ownership. Luckily, it's not too bad in the front, a little bit in the brake discs and a little bit sort of like in the hub behind the wheel. Can make the car a bit off-putting the way it looks, but my sort of Cadiz wheels kind of cover it up quite nicely, but I'll show it anyway. You can kind of treat it and do things manually yourself to repair it, but to be honest, it kind of occurs generally because, say if a dealer's selling this, they'll try and get the top end sort of money for it. They can afford to sit on it for a few months. It's unlikely to be sitting undercover. It rains a lot in this country, for example, in the UK, and as a result, it's more likely it's prone to rust, all kind of bits. So luckily for my car, most of the time it's parked, say, at work in an underground multi-story. It's protected by houses and stuff like that, so the rust isn't too bad. One thing just to be aware of, if it looks really, really bad and that's something that's going to put you off, just you know walk away, look for another Golf R. You know, there's nothing wrong going privately for a car like this. You know, I'd feel confident if I saw a one-owner car, and particularly in this sort of age, for say the Mk7, it's you know, you can pick them up for relatively good money, say 17,000–18,000 pounds. Okay, it might have relatively high miles, but if you get a one-owner, full service history, you know, I think that's really, really good. You can talk to them a little bit about it. They're likely to be, hopefully, maybe interested in the car enthusiast, etc. And that can kind of help, you know, see what they've done to the car, see what work they've done on the car. You know, for me as well, you know, I'd keep anything. You know, if I change all four tyres, I would record that. I'd keep receipts, any sort of little bits you'd keep. And that's always confidence inspiring. You don't always have to go to a dealer. You can maybe save a little bit of money and go privately. Obviously, it is a high performance car, so you've got to be aware. Think of what the life of that car is. You know, has it been ragged around? Is it, you know, it probably has. It's probably had a relatively hard life. But there's loads of little telltale signs. If it's got loads of stone chips on the front, doesn't necessarily mean it's been dragged around. It could have just been motorway driven. If the tyres are really heavily worn, you know, you don't know, you know, has it been on track? All these kind of things you've got to try and think about. And you've got to bear in mind, you're buying this car. You know, it's hard when a car's sort of 2, 3, 4 years old. Costs can come into play. You know, brake discs, they're expensive on this car. Again, tyres cost money. All little bits. It's out of warranty. You know, anything could need changing. And yeah, you've got to make sure it's right. Check around the seats as well. You know, make sure there's no real heavy wear. things that would just focus on those kind of little points as you're kind of looking around, and just make sure it's right for you and it matches, say, the price of the car. At the end of the day, if there are problems or marks with the car, generally that's reflected in the price, so just be aware of that. But I really wanted to say this kind of video because I think it's just an absolute steal, really. I think it's an absolute steal because, you know, for a car like this, for that kind of money, you just can't get it anywhere else. It's a really good ownership proposition as well. If you know, particularly if you're getting like a 3 or 4 year old car, you know, Golf R came out in 2014, you can essentially, it's lost majority of its depreciation, and that will kind of obviously save you money in sort of the long run and in the short run. You know, if you're buying a brand new Golf R, you know, you've got to bear in mind that you're going to lose whichever payment method you do, whether you buy it outright or whether you buy it on finance or whatever, you're paying for that depreciation. You know, this car, new, whatever, £34,000, it's a lot of money to then lose. You know, today's prices, this car's probably sort of around sort of 23 to around sort of 23,000 maybe. So really do think about that when you're getting a car, and this is why, one of the reasons why I got it. You know, it is a great car to have, and if you really look at it in the long run, it's a sensible car to have as well. It's the most sensible car you can kind of get. So if you're looking for a Golf R, just check on these things, you know, check on the little finer details, and just make sure everything works. Don't get carried away with the fact that you've got looking at a hyper hatch and all these kind of things. And I'm kind of adding this video in because I've had a lot of great comments, to be fair, from you guys, just kind of saying like, oh yeah, you know, I'm getting a Golf R, I've got a Golf R, I'm looking to get a Golf R. And hopefully these kind of videos again help you out just to decide. You know, I've had the car for a year, and you know, I went through the same kind of process of buying it as well, so hopefully these kind of videos help you out. But yeah, that's kind of it really. You know, give it a like if you've enjoyed this video, subscribe for more kind of content to come, and you know, thanks very much for watching. But yeah, I'll see you again next time. Cheers guys.